At 55, the story of Phil Mickelson no longer feels like a simple tale of trophies and triumphs, but a complicated, often painful reflection of how quickly greatness can collide with consequence, and how a legend can find himself standing at the center of heartbreak he never imagined. For decades, Mickelson was one of golf's most beloved figures. The smiling left-hander with the daring short game, the fearless shot-making, and the emotional connection to fans that made him feel approachable despite his fame. 6 major championships, including that unforgettable mass victory at 50, cemented him as proof that brilliance could endure beyond age and expectation. He was the family man, the crowd favorite, the reminder that passion could outlast time. But behind the scenes, pressures were building that would eventually fracture that image. Mickelson's struggles with gambling quietly followed him for years, long before the public truly understood their depth. Court records and admissions later revealed staggering losses, numbers so large they shocked even longtime supporters, exposing a side of him driven not by competition, but compulsion. What made it heartbreaking wasn't just the money, but the way it chipped away at trust, stability, and the carefully built legacy of a man once seen as golf's moral counterbalance to its colder stars. As those revelations surfaced, another storm was forming. Mickelson's decision to align himself with Elite Golf didn't just change his career path, it detonated his reputation. His explosive comments about Saudi Arabia, delivered with chilling bluntness, stunned the sports world and painted him as detached from the human cost behind the money he was chasing. Sponsors fled. Longtime partners cut ties. The PGA Tour suspended him. For the first time in his career, Phil Mickelson wasn't being cheered. He was being questioned, criticized, and in some circles openly condemned. Watching that fall was painful because it felt so sudden yet also strangely inevitable, as if years of internal conflict had finally spilled into the open. Even his return to competition felt hollow. The crowds were thinner, the applause muted, the joy gone from his expression. The swagger that once defined him seemed replaced by defensiveness and isolation. At 55, Mickelson found himself playing golf without the warmth that once surrounded him, as though the game he loved was still there. But the relationship had changed. Away from the course, the toll was just as heavy. Mickelson has spoken about battling depression in the past, struggle that now feels magnified by public backlash and personal regret. The man who once thrived on connection suddenly appeared alone, carrying the weight of choices that couldn't be undone. The tragedy of Phil Mickelson isn't that he lost his swing or his skill. It's that he lost the trust and admiration that defined him as much as his talent did. At 55, he stands as a reminder that success doesn't protect you from yourself, and that even legends can be undone not by failure, but by decisions made when they believed they were untouchable. There's something deeply human and deeply sad in watching a hero wrestle with the consequences of his own ambition, knowing that redemption, if it comes at all, will require humility far greater than any trophy ever demanded.